Okay, so in the last video, we focused on arithmetic sequences and showed you what those were, and talked again about what the notation was, the a sub n, a sub 1, n, and the d. And then again, we also looked at geometric sequences. So for pretty much for the rest of it that we're going to be working on, we're just going to be working primarily with arithmetic sequences. But we have what's called an arithmetic series on that. And again, the series, by definition that I showed you earlier, was the sum of the sum of the sequence. In other words, what I mean by that is when we have a finite, so I did write these two down. Finite would look like the top one, infinite would have the dots on it. So if I wanted the sum of the finite set, I would need to take 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 and then add those up. What's that going to give me? 10, 25 on there. Now, that's not a very long series, so it's not that big of a deal. But if your series was, or your sequence was longer and you were trying to find the sum, it would take you longer, or if your numbers were a lot bigger, then that would also be the case. So we do have a formula that we are going to use for an arithmetic series. And that formula looks like this. It is S sub n equals n times A1 plus AN, or sorry, I said AN and then I wrote A2. AN all over 2, there's where the 2 comes in on that. So in this case, our A1 is our first one. AN is just whichever one happens to be at the end. N is the number of them, okay? So in this case, I'm just going to work through this problem here. We're looking at 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 numbers. So this would be S sub 5, okay? And so that would be 5 times A1 would be 1. AN, that would be my last one, my fifth one is 9, all over 2, okay? And so S5 would be 5 times, and 9 plus 1 would be 10, over 2 is 5, and so the sum of the first 5 would be 25, okay? So that is how you would find the sum of an arithmetic series. Okay, so let me just give you another one here. I'm going to do, let's give you some bigger numbers. So I'm going to do 13, we'll do 13, 15, make it easy for me, 18, 19, 21, 23, 25, running out of my paper. So there we go. So, and I want you to sum those up. Again, that's still not a very long, but when I count, I've got 3, 6, 7 numbers. So it is 7 times 13 plus 25 divided by 2. And then again, I'm going to run just order of operations. So 25 plus 13 would be 38. Divided by 2 would be 19. And 17 plus 19, let's see what that is. 7 times 19. I think I said plus, but 7 times 19, 133. Whoops, I put a 5 there. 133. So the sum of those numbers, why am I wanting to put a 5 there? Geez, 133. Okay, so the sum of the first 7 is 133. And again, you could run that in your calculator and you could check and see. Okay, so another way that you're going to see this written is this summation symbol over here. And that is what this is. This is called the summation. I'm going to move that down, sorry, just because I'm going to write some other stuff here. So this is the summation symbol. And it simply means just as what we just said, it is the sum of. And what you'll see on, like on this one here that we just did, a lot of times what it gives you is your n here, And so it may say, okay, I want, I'll just do the first one here on this one here, okay? So my n would be 1, and I'm trying to find it all the way to, what did we do? We did 5. So from 1 to 5. And then what is here is the formula, okay? The formula goes here, okay? And so what that means is, in this case, my formula would have been, again, we got that earlier. So it was A1, so 1 plus n minus 1 times 2. Okay, that was our formula. A lot of times they have it already multiplied out and moved around. But what this means then, again, is you're going to put 1 in, put 2 in, put 3 in, 4 in, 5 in, which would give us this series. So you wouldn't be given both, okay? You wouldn't be given the numbers here and this summation symbol, okay? So just FYI there. If they give you the sequence, then you would just use this formula that's given there. If they give you the summation piece of it over here, then you're going to need to put in the numbers 1 through 5 and then work out your problem. So you would put in 1, put in 5, and then work out your problem, okay? And so an example, I'm going to change color so maybe you can see this a little better. I'm going to put this first part here. So let's suppose I'm going to give you a new sequence, okay? So here's my example. So we'll run through this. So it'll be in my blue. Let's do something easy. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay? That's going to be the sequence I'm going to work with. So what I would give you is this, and I want it from 1 to 6. Okay? And my formula is 10 plus n minus 1 times 5. Now again, you wouldn't be given both of these. I'm just showing you the sequence that I wrote the formula for. And so to do the summation over here, if I want S of 6, when I go and I want my A1 and my AN, I'm going to need to put, in this case, 1 in. Need room here. So I'm going to put in 1. And simplify that so that 1 minus 1 would be 0 times 5 is 0, so that would be 10. So that's my A1. And then I would put in A6, so 10 plus 6 minus 1 times 5. So 6 minus 1 is 5, 5 times 5 is 25, 25 plus 10 is 35. So do you see where I'm telling you you're not going to be given this sequence, okay? I just put it there so you would see what I was working with, okay? So you would not be given this, okay? I'm just showing you because I had to mentally do that to get your problem. So when I go do my summation, now I've got my A1 and I've got my A6. Now I can do S of, what did I say that was? 6 is 6 times 10 plus 35 over 2. So S of 6 would be 6 times, what is that? 45 divided by 2. 45 divided by 2 is 22.5. And 22.5 times 6 is 135. Okay? So I could add those up. 10 plus 25, that's 50, 25 plus 25 is 50, plus 20 is 70, plus 30 is 100, plus 135 is 135. That works, okay? So again, what you would be given it for this problem would be just this right here. You would find your 10 and your 35 from the formula, and then you're going to put it into your summation or your sum formula and get your answer. So that would be the whole problem, okay? So we're not going to talk about the geometrics series just right now, but I'm going to give you some examples real quick on the next video, and then we'll work some more problems.